Hi, we're on lesson 29, tilting. Tilting is lateral flexion at the neck, at the cervical spine, right? Side bending, right? At the neck. That's called tilting. And we want to check and see if you have any asymmetries in your alignment of your head and neck that might be considered tilting. So what I want you to do is I want you to put yourself in front of a mirror and first just notice if you have any tilting. Now tilting can be just a little bit, like I just tilted a little bit to the right, or it can be a lot, like you're holding a phone between your shoulder and your neck, although you would never want to be doing that and putting all that tension into your trapezius muscle here. So a tilt is lateral flexion or side bending at the neck. So when you're taking a look at the mirror, you might notice things like, oh wait, is one earlobe slightly lower than the other, right? That might be a sign of tilting. You can even check to see if you have an imbalance of tilting. So if I tilt my head to the right and now tilt my head to the left, I can feel that I have an easier time when I go to the right. And in fact, I do think I have a very subtle right head tilt. All right, now when you're looking at the mirror, or if you are lucky enough to have a partner to work with, or you can ask your mom and dad, see if there's a little shift from side to side. Now I can't shift my head really well from side to side, but as you're looking, you're just noting and writing it down on your activity sheet what your observations are. In fact, people sometimes even rotate their head along with the tilt. So if you wanted to check that out, you could turn your head right, turn your head left. I don't know if you can see, it's easier, and I go a little bit farther when I go to the right. So I think mine is actually something like this. If I'm standing talking to someone, my tendency is to have a very slight head tilt right, because I'm going to describe it the way I'm in my body. This is my right hand, and a little rotation right. And I think I hear better out of my left ear. So I want you to just take a look at that facing the mirror. Now, you want to have someone take a picture of you standing from the side or sitting and see if there's any forward or backward movement of the neck like you learned about in the head positions in the last lesson. And if you see something obvious like, oh, my ears are in front of my shoulders, I have a forward head, well, mark that down on your activity sheet. One more quick note, and that is if you found that you had a little head tilt or a little rotation, don't worry about it. It's not just in your neck, it's reflecting what's going on in the whole spine, because your spine is one long multi-layer unit, but it all works together. And the truth is, I've looked at lots of spines and I've never seen a perfectly straight spine. So we all have small twists and curves to our spine. What's important though is if you notice that you have a larger tilt is, as a dancer, we're always trying to come to efficient anatomical alignment so that we are minimizing the asymmetries in our body. That's just healthy movement, healthy alignment, good posture. So don't get crazy if you found out you had a little twist or you had a little tilt one way or another. Just pay attention to it. And if you have a habit, let's say, of always reading and putting your book over to the right-hand side, well, maybe every now and then put it over to the left so that you're evening out the movement. All right, let's move on to lesson 30. It's the last one, putting it all together.